We're going live.
This is weird. This is like Star Trek. I feel like I'm with, where's Captain Kirk? Renee, you'll have to be Captain Kirk.
All right,
Micah.
all right, Christine.
You good?
We're good.
We're good.
All right, call the meeting to order. Roll call, Mrs. Slunt.
Dr. Cordolino?
Here.
Mr. Daughtry?
Here.
Mrs. Fano?
Here.
Dr. Modrak?
Here.
Mr. O'Brien?
Here.
Mr. Rappaport?
Here.
Ms. Zuckerman?
Here.
Mr. Palma?
Here.
Mr. Grau?
Here.
Mr. Arena? Mr. Gudamella?
All right, I think we can waive the Pledge of Allegiance. Open public
We
meeting.
have a flag. We have a flag.
Yeah, oh, you do? Okay, then.
Should we stand?
Everybody stand up.
Okay.
All right, ready?
I pledge
Pledge
allegiance
allegiance
To the flag
to
of the United
the
States
United
of America,
States of America and to
And to
the
the
republic for
for which it stands,
stand
one nation,
nation under
God,
God,
indivisible,
indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
All right, Katrina, Sunshine Law.
The New Jersey Open Public Meeting Law was enacted to ensure the right of the public to have advance notice of and to attend the meetings of public bodies at which any business affecting their interests is discussed or acted upon. In accordance with the provisions of the Act, the Montville Township Board of Education provided a public notice of this meeting, which included the time, date, and location that was posted at the Montville Township Municipal Building, all Montville Township Public Schools, the Montville Public Library, the Montville Township Board of Education Administrative Office Building, the district website, and advertised in the Daily Record, the board's official newspaper, on January 10th, 2020.
Okay, the student reps on here. Superintendent's report, Dr. Rotar.
Okay, I just want to make a statement about the meeting first, that this meeting is being conducted as a Zoom webinar. If you're joining us on YouTube but would like to speak during the public comment portion of the meeting, please follow the directions in the video description below for how to join the Zoom webinar. Please note that you may need to click Show More in order to be able to see the directions. We can only support a limited number of people in the webinar, so we ask that you only join in on Zoom if you'll be speaking during the public comment portion of the meeting, and I'll have further directions when we get to that point in the meeting. In terms of the superintendent's report, I first want to begin by saying that we just completed a month of our foray into distance learning. I want to thank all of our teachers and administrators for doing a fantastic job of really getting us into this new mode of education without a whole lot of advanced warning. Behind the scenes, there has been a tremendous amount of peer-to-peer help, teachers sharing resources, our administrators working with teachers, trying to get them up to speed on the full functionality of Schoology and some of the other platforms that were being used. I have to thank all of our parents in your new role as home educators and facilitating what's going on in your homes to help your children learn. It's phenomenal. We are incredibly appreciative of all of your efforts. And I also have to thank our technology folks. They have gone above and beyond in terms of supporting this whole effort from securing Chromebooks and lending them out to families that needed them, to exploring the various different ways we can provide instruction through apps and extensions, through Schoology. It's just been a total team effort, and I'm very grateful for all the work that people have done to help it be successful. In terms of our current status, as you know, we are under an executive order from the governor of New Jersey that all schools are closed indefinitely. At the end of March, the governor did indicate that he would speak on April 17th with regard to what the future may hold in terms of the schools being possibly able to reopen at some point during the remainder of the academic year. So we await that direction from the governor. We're also starting to receive a number of emails from parents, both the administration and the Board of Education members, with regard to some of those end of the year activities, such as the prom and graduation. Certainly, it is our desire to be able to provide some meaningful activities for the students to commemorate those celebrations that we know that the students look forward to. We obviously are governed by whatever executive orders are in place and what limitations are placed on us in terms of social distancing. The administration has begun to have some conversations about some alternate approaches to some of those celebrations if in fact we are not able to reopen for the balance of the year. And as soon as we are able to confirm some of those arrangements, we will certainly share that information with parents. It certainly is not only my desire, but the board's desire and also the district administration to be able to provide as much as we can in terms of those celebrations. But we are very concerned about the health and safety of all of our staff and also, our parents and families that will participate. Just so you know, as part of our sustainability efforts here in the board conference room, we have the lights on a timer so that if the lights are on, there's not a lot of activity, they go off. So we're not experiencing power outages while you're observing this, but if the lights go out, that means one of us has to stand up and wave our arms, and we will do that so we can continue to have light.
That's good exercise.
Yes, it is. It is. The other part of my report tonight is to do some recognition, and I feel bad that we're doing it in this context. We're going to do some recognition this evening and also again at our meeting on the 28th. We have some outstanding accomplishments amongst our athletic teams, and I wish that we were in a situation where we could have all of those students and their coaches here with us in person, but it does not appear that that's going to be feasible for the foreseeable future. So I would like to honor some of those groups tonight. The first is the Montville Township High School competition cheerleaders, and they had an outstanding season this year. They earned a national championship. The Ocean City, Maryland reached the beach. They took first place in the All Music Mega Division at the Wayne Valley High School competition, and they took first place in the Advanced Varsity Battle at the Boardwalk. So if you could all please join me in a round of applause for the competition cheerleaders. I do have a certificate that I will gladly share with the coaches, and at some point when we return, you'll all be able to see that. Second that we would like to recognize this evening is the Montville Township High School wrestling team. Also an outstanding season this year. The team earned the following honors. They were the Lenape Valley Tournament champions, the Morris Knolls Tournament champions, the North 1 Group 3 sectional champions, the Group 3 state champions, and our coach, John Cripp, was named the District 6 and Region 2 Coach of the Year. So outstanding. Please join me in a round of applause for the Montville Township wrestling team this year. And our third certificate of honor goes to an individual. This is for Victoria Eisenhower. Victoria is part of the Montville Township High School team. Victoria this year was recognized for being county champion for 4 straight years in the 200 individual medley. She took first place in the meet of champions in the 100-meter breaststroke, and she set a meet record at the meet of champions in the 100-meter breaststroke. So Victoria, we are incredibly proud of you, and thank you for having such an exceptional season. Congratulations, Victoria. Okay, Mr. Grau, that does conclude my report for this evening.
Thank you, Dr. Rotar. Business Administrator's report.
As I had mentioned in my email this week, we have been using the closure to go through the buildings and to do the cleaning of the spaces in all the classrooms, all the hallways, all the rooms, gymnasiums, cafeterias, in each of the buildings in order to make sure that everything has been completely sanitized since the students leaving and the staff leaving. Those buildings have been closed since the middle of March. Additionally, we've also been involved in bid openings over the past 2 weeks for the projects that we have scheduled for the summer. And as those bids are evaluated and we select the low bidders, we will be presenting those to the board at future meetings. I do want to just remind everyone that on the 28th, which is the next meeting that we have 2 weeks from today, we will be doing the public hearing on the 2020-21 annual school budget.
Thank you, Katine. This is the same budget that you reported on at our last meeting that we had on the 10th. So
Correct.
those of you that were there will remember that Katine spent approximately 2+ hours going through this, which was very comprehensive, explaining everything. So hopefully when you present the budget this time, you can hit the highlights, okay? All right, committee reports. I know that there's no schools that have been open, I guess, but we'll go through it. Finance, Karen?
Katrina has been keeping the committee and the board members up to date on the status of the budget. And as she mentioned, the public hearing will be held on April 28th. I believe the budget's already been approved by the county superintendent. Is that correct?
Correct.
Thank you, Katine. And Karen? Curriculum, Mike Palmer?
Yeah, we actually just had a virtual meeting before this one. We discussed a couple of things. We discussed the distance learning that's been going on at the high school that Dr. Rotar was, and the whole staff has been very impressed with the commitment and creativity that has been going on with the teachers and the students together. We discussed the world language program just in general terms. We discussed new ESL textbooks. We discussed environmental science being advanced from 5 credits to 6 credits, and then we had some discussions about the master's schedule and the courses that are going to run either above or below policy.
Thank you, Mike. Policy, Modrak? Mr. Modrak?
We have a meeting next Monday.
Okay, thank you. Communications, Michelle?
We'll be scheduling
Nothing.
a virtual meeting soon.
All right. Thank you, Michelle. School safety, O'Brien?
There's no report other than that I'm feeling safe and secure here at home. And I did enjoy Officer McGowan's video today. I thought that was very good that he sent that out to the people, to the students of the district. That's all.
Thank you, Michael. Delegates, school boards, Karen?
School boards obviously has had to adapt to the current situation. All in-person meetings and programs have been canceled. Many have been replaced with virtual meetings. I attended a virtual county meeting on April 7th, and a similar type of meeting may be planned for Morris County. You probably have been made aware that the delegate assembly has been moved to June 27th, and hopefully we'll be able to actually have an in-person meeting. However, contingency plans are being worked on to have that a meeting as well.
Thank you, Karen. Morris County, Mr. O'Brien?
The next Morris County meeting, if they're going to have a meeting, is on May 14th. I'm looking forward to the chicken marsala.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a standard dish. All right. Educational Services, Mr. Rappaport?
Yes, our next meeting is tomorrow at 4:30, obviously virtual, and I'll get all the updates then.
Thank you very much, man. Delegate Drug Awareness, Mr. Palmer?
Oh, no report.
O'Brien, Montville Athletic?
They have not been meeting. There no report.
Do we have any liaisons to the schools that would like to give a report? Okay. Let's go into public participation. Renee, did I hear you say you had to do something here for this is public participation on the agenda items only?
Okay.
Do we have any questions?
If you're joining us on YouTube, but you would like to speak during this public comment portion of the meeting, please follow the directions in the video description below for how to join us in the Zoom webinar. Please note that you may need to click the show more to see the directions. I'm going to give people a minute or two because there is a little bit of a delay. So this portion of the public comment is, as Mr. Grau noted, for items which are on the agenda.
Thank you, Renee. While you're looking that up, I think the 3 athletic teams that you made reference to a moment ago, the competition cheerleaders and the wrestling team and the young lady, the swimmer, okay? If we can get maybe letters out from the board to the coaches congratulating them on the team, even though the swimmer was an individual, I think some recognition should go to the coach also. Okay?
I will be happy.
Okay. How we doing on the YouTube?
Get more people.
Do we have any questions?
I think you have to read the next part. They look like they're ready, but raising hand.
Oh, for anyone currently here on Zoom with us, please click the raise hand button to request to be unmuted so that you can speak. And then we will announce your name so that you know that it's your turn to speak.
Okay. Ready?
Hello?
Rachel, you're up.
Hey, hi, everyone. First of all, I want to agree with all the comments said about the fantastic job that the teachers and administrators have done in this challenging time of moving to this virtual learning. It's been super impressive. So thank you. I know a lot of late nights probably went into the planning for that. And I also want to apologize that I don't have the agenda in advance. So if this is not an agenda item, I'd be happy to come back at another time. But my question is really around decision-making for our high school seniors. And you've recognized the great athletic accomplishments. There's been, as you know, academic ones as well. And all of us senior parents are obviously very focused on figuring out an alternative way to honor these students.
I think that Renee had given a report at the beginning of the meeting. Maybe you missed it, indicating that the administration has been looking at some alternate ways of doing things in case school does not open, but we're waiting for the governor on the 17th to make a decision, and then we'll be able to make some, quote, more definite plans, if you will, based upon what happens. But I don't know if, Renee, if you wanted to add anything on at this point. We really don't know too much if you're following me.
Yeah.
Okay. But as soon as we find out, we will notify the parents of what is happening, and we'll go for there and make plans. But I know the administration, the high school administration and central office, the superintendent is looking at this, and I have confidence that they'll be able to come back, but we'll know more after Friday. Okay?
Okay, in terms of the alternatives, is that something that will continue to be discussed, or are they kind of ready to go, or?
Well, I think it's still in the discussion phases.
Okay.
Remember, it's only the second week in April, and we have all the way to June 20, whatever it is, but
Yeah,
we got to find out what's happening from a statewide basis first.
understood.
Okay?
Yeah, thanks so much.
But as soon as we find out, we'll share it. Okay? Anything else?
Mary?
Mary?
No. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, Mary who now?
Hi, Charlie. Mary Irvelino. How are you?
Oh, good, Mary. How are we doing?
I'm good, Charlie.
Welcome.
Of course, the mom of a senior. What else would we want to know tonight? But thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone, for everything. So I just have a specific question, sort of suggestion, and I know you're working on everything. But with the prom being May 30th, I mean, clearly we all know what's coming down the pike as far as, you know, what's going to go on probably with the state of New Jersey.
Well, we don't know that. Murphy's making his big speech on Friday, Mary.
I know,
So
Charlie.
maybe he will surprise us, and maybe he won't.
But my question is, clearly you couldn't even get the prom off the ground. There's no ticket sales if they allowed it,
Yeah.
which probably won't. So I'm wondering if the advisors are looking into even a conversation with the manor as far as a early summer. Should anything change, would they consider letting us have any other date? And would there even be a demand for it at that point? So that's sort of my question.
All right. Well, I'm sure the administration is there, and they'll take that down, that information, and share it with the high school principal, and that'll be one of the things they look at, Mary.
Okay,
Okay?
that's it, Charlie.
All right, you stay
Good thing
healthy.
I have a boy, not a girl, right?
Yeah. You
Okay,
stay
stay
healthy.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
I have a question. When is that prom scheduled for? What is the date?
May 30th.
On a Saturday? That's a Saturday night?
Usually a Thursday, isn't it?
It's a Thursday night. It's whatever Thursday night that is.
It doesn't matter. It's at the end of June, at the end of May.
Okay, but it's not
Don't worry
the
about
30th then. Okay,
Probably
All right.
28th, probably.
May 28th? May 28th.
28th,
28th,
okay.
right.
Okay.
Any other questions?
There's no more hands.
No more hands.
Okay, then.
Okay, we can move ahead.
And we'll close the public participation. The agenda, please. On the consent agenda, a motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
Do we have a motion, a second, Kateen?
Yeah, yes, we do. Karen and Mike.
Okay, thank you. Any questions on the minutes? Any questions on item J? Remember, a lot of these are from the May 17th meeting, as the administration has told us. K? L? M? N? There's nothing there? All right, no questions, Kateen? There's no questions. Can you call the roll, please, on the consent agenda?
Dr. Cordolino?
Yes.
Mr. Palma?
Yes.
Mr. Daughtry?
Yes.
Mrs. Spano?
She's muted.
You're muted, Christine.
Yes, sorry, I'm muted.
That's okay. Dr. Modrak?
Yes.
Mr. O'Brien?
Aye.
Mr. Rappaport?
Yes.
Ms. Zuckerman?
Yes.
Mr. Grau?
Yes. There's no need for us to go into closed session, is there?
No.
Okay, any old business? General board comment and new business?
I would like to, I'd like to thank the technology department for all their efforts to make this meeting possible and all their efforts in everything, to make everything possible over the last number of weeks. I don't think I ever appreciated the technology department as much as now. Honest to goodness, it's just amazing. All right, I feel like it's so futuristic. I'd also like to say that my Pomeranians feel that this is the most interesting evening they've had on the computer in some time.
Well, I'm glad you're happy, Mike. I was going to go a little bit further, and Renee mentioned a lot of people as part of her report who she would like to thank, and I would like to echo those on behalf of the Board of Education. I think this was an example of a great team effort, and there's still a lot that has to be addressed, but I'm very happy with it. And remember, our next meeting is going to be on the 28th for adoption of the budget and various things that have to take place in April. I'm thinking, personnel stuff of that nature. Anything else for general board and new business?
Can I say one more thing, Charlie? Charlie?
Sure, Mike.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I think through all of this, my impression is, and I do compare to other districts, our district has been way out ahead of it. And I really like to thank Renee and her team for being out ahead of everything and being prepared more than some other districts for the contingencies that have come up. I think there's really a lot of praise deserved for all the people on the administrative team in this. I really thank you and your team, Renee, very much for the way things have been handled.
Very good, Michael. I noticed that Renee brought that up at a great time because we're doing her evaluation shortly. So seriously, let's everybody get that done in a timely fashion. As I mentioned before, I don't want Charlene Peterson harassing me. But again, thank you for everything. Is there anything else from the board?
Stay safe.
The second part, are there any petitions and hearings out there? You guys that are doing this YouTube stuff?
Do we have anybody else in the public?
Again, if you just joined us and you'd like to speak during this public comment session, you can click the raise hand button to request to be unmuted so that you can speak. No one's raising their hand. Okay.
Motion to adjourn, please.
So moved.
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Yes.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you very much, everybody. And be safe, everybody. Be safe.
We planned that.
Thank you, find that any better. I told you this administration has it together. That's proof of it right there.
Well, when do I get my new computer from you guys so I can see